Hey you guys, it's Tiffany, and I'm here with you today because I want to share something with you that should have been shared at the very beginning. This is, I think, the third or fourth video that I've done, and I should have posted this in the very beginning, but this is kind of a disclaimer because most of the videos, there's going to be a few that are a little more advanced, and that doesn't mean better or superior, just that they've been on this journey for a little bit longer. But the videos that I've been putting out recently are mainly for those that have just become aware that their reality is much more vast than they thought, so to speak. And I remember when I first started this journey, I came across a website. And I'm not going to go into detail, I'm going to keep this short, but let's just say that unfortunately those that are just awakening are very impressionable. And I was as well. I don't want to use the word gullible, but gullible is another term for it, because they are charting new waters. They are exploring the depths of themselves. And also this new world, this new reality that they find themselves in. And it's really easy to look out of yourself for answers and advice, guidance, which there's nothing wrong with that. And the point of this video is that the knowledge that I share with you, my truth that I have discovered, not only from me as a being, but as aspects of me, my guides, my intuition. This is my truth. There are no two truths that are exactly the same, and that is perfectly fine. You are always going to have someone that believes differently than you. You may share similar beliefs, but no two truths are going to be exactly the same. So, I by no means am telling you to take my truth as yours. I highly recommend and deeply urge you to take any knowledge that I'm sharing with you from these videos and from my blogs and my Facebook posts, and run that through your own inner guidance. Like I was saying before, when I started this journey and started expanding and learning and growing, I came across this website. It had a lot of wonderful information on it. It was blogs. And I think I ended up looking because of the relationship that I was in, and I knew he was special to me, so I Googled, which I do not recommend you doing. And I Googled and I came across this website of all of this wonderful information, and I was just like absorbing it. And that's what I do. I absorb, and I'm definitely a seeker of knowledge. I will always be a seeker of knowledge from the very beginning of time, from my very first incarnation. I love knowledge. I love gaining knowledge. I love spreading knowledge. I love learning about other people's beliefs. It's just extremely interesting to me. So this website, it was a twin flame website. And I messaged the owner. And make a long story short, I found her on Facebook and was added to her group. Eventually ended up being an admin. And I had a little bit of a hero worship going on. Everything that she said, her truth became my truth. And I lost myself. I lost my core beliefs, and this was allowed to happen to me. So I would learn how to trust my own inner guidance. And see, the cool thing with this reality is that if you can figure this out, why you experience what it is that you experience, or if you can observe other people and why they are experiencing the way that they are experiencing, and you can gather the lesson from that, you do not have to have that experience projected out into your external reality. When I was triggering these subconscious fears a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I posted on my Facebook page that I had these subconscious fears coming up and I was struggling. My external reality was not affected by these fears because I did not allow myself to sit in that energy. I was an observer. My external reality was wonderful. It's only when you feed into that energy, if you feed into those fears and you make that your reality, that's when it goes from being in here to your external reality. That is when you need characters, which is your friends, your family, people you meet on the street. That is when you need the roles outside of yourself in order to learn these lessons. So that's another reason why I share my experiences, and I'm just not spitting out knowledge at you, because if you can learn from and there's no such thing as mistakes. There really is no such thing as mistakes. There's no such thing as good and bad, right or wrong. It just is. But if you can learn from my experiences, you won't have to have these situations and experiences projected out to you. It's like you could check that lesson off. And I have rejected lessons and tests because I'm to the point now where I don't need them. Thirsty. So I was taken advantage of pretty badly. The woman that was leading this group, she had her ulterior motives. And it was kind of like a weird cult, like a religious cult. Now that I'm looking back on it, it reminded me of church. Because it was okay and you were fine as long as you were following what it was that they believed. But as soon as you started questioning those beliefs, that's when you would have consequences. That's when God would punish you, or that's when you would be sent to hell. Trust me, question your beliefs. Question them. Are they yours? Are they society's? Are they your parents'? Why is it that you carry these beliefs? Because your beliefs shape your reality. So this woman, for a while, I thought of her as a second mom. And it was funny how I created this for myself, because it was right around the time where my own mother was not very supportive of me in my spiritual journey. Which now, my mom and I are perfectly fine. Because I didn't need her to react that way. I didn't need her disapproval. I understand I don't need her approval. Therefore, that story is done with. And what's really neat is once you learn that that's just a story, once you learn that you don't need that anymore from that particular character, they're able to step out of that energy. It's like you release them as well. Because I went to go visit my mom a while back, and I was clearing some ancient ancestral karma from my father's side. And I was able to sit at the kitchen table with her. And we actually had this wonderful conversation about karma, ancestral karma, clearing. And I got to talk to her a little bit more about what I do. And it was wonderful because I removed that program. I removed that story. And therefore, I don't need my mom to play the character of disapproval anymore. So, this woman was like a second mom to me for a while. And she basically took me underneath her wing. She saw my potential even when I didn't. And it wasn't because she was trying to help me, trust me. It was because she wanted to use me. And I was used. Misled. When you hold such a high vibratory light within you, you will attract those that unfortunately try to take advantage of that. And I have projected out several experiences into my reality where I had to learn to place firm boundaries. And thankfully, I was able to see that woman for what she was. It took me a while to forgive her. Because like I said, I trusted her. She was like family to me. But she agreed to play that role for me. And now, thanks to her, I don't need that role anymore either. So that's rejected. But because I had just started out on this journey, I took her truth as my truth. And it was to the point where she would not want us to question her truth. She would get angry. So the information that I share with you is my truth. I do not by any means want you to take that on as your truth. I am just a trigger. Okay? Any spiritual teacher, anybody that you go to for guidance, they are just a trigger. Everything that you are feeling that you're learning right now on your journey, you're literally just remembering. You've done all this before. So that's why it's important to me. And I had somebody that I did a session on, and she was joking, but she said, I want to be just like you when you grow, or when I grow up. And I was like, no. Be yourself. Be true to who you are. And another thing, I am literally just a reflection of you. If you think that you are less than me, that is not the case. Every good quality that you see in me is a reflection of what you hold within. People are mirrors for you. They can either be a positive mirror or they can be a negative mirror, reflecting back to you things that you need to change. So relationships are wonderful mirrors, because every single thing that you dislike about that person that you are in a relationship with, they are literally reflecting back to you something that you hold within that needs to be let go of. So I am no better than anyone else. I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I've been hurt. I hurt people. It is not a requirement to take on my truth as yours. And also keep in mind that your belief sets, your truth, they create your reality. If there is one constant in this universe, in this reality, is that you get exactly what you create. And it's those beliefs, those truths that create your reality. So discover your own. Take what I say with a grain of salt. And respect other people's beliefs. Be okay with other people believing differently than you. There is nothing wrong with someone else having a different truth than you. If your friends want to believe that by voting they actually make a difference, then let them believe that. You can respectfully share your truth without pushing it on them. You are too far into your journeys to feel like conflict would arise if someone holds a different belief set than you. So that's the main part of this message, and it's only 13 minutes. I did really good. This is my truth. I share it to help trigger you. I share it from my experiences as Tiffany and as many other aspects. I don't just share my knowledge from Tiffany, because Tiffany's just a character. And she does have skill sets, trust me. But the knowledge and the information that I'm sharing with you, it comes from within. It comes from my trials, my experiences, my situations that I created for myself in order to be able to share with you. So become an observer of your truths. Become an observer of your thoughts. Become an observer of your emotions. Take yourself out of the equation and step back. Take a review of your life. See what it is that your soul is trying to teach you. And if you can figure this out, you can remove the lessons. You can do your inner work. You can face your fears. You can trigger them on your own and it not be projected out into your reality, because You understand you're an observer. You don't need those roles and those characters anymore. So, I will leave you guys with that. Once again, if you need a clearing, let me know. Trying to see if there's anything else they want me to say. Nope. Alright. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon.